So let's move on. I think we have more exciting sessions coming up awaiting for us. So for anyone who never heard about Imagine Cup, it's our Microsoft Global Technology Competition for student developers to bring their unique tech solutions to life. And I'm both of us are very excited to invite Team Hollo to join us today. Originally, I was going to introduce them as the final qualifiers from Asia Imagine Cup, but we got a very hot news update for everyone here because there was an update last night that Team Hollo from Hong Kong won the World Championship Award. Woo! So what does this mean to you guys? So Team Hollo has won 100,000 USD cash prize with 50,000 USD in Microsoft Azure grants to further develop and evolve their solution. And this is a special one. They will have a special mentoring session with our CEO, Satya Nadella. So without further ado, let me invite Team Hollo to share their solution and Imagine Cup journey with us. Team Hollo, are you there?
Sure. Thank you, EJ. 大家好. Thank you for introducing us like that. We're super honored to be here today and share our experiences with you guys. And so I'll get started on our technological innovations for the future of mental health. So today I'll just be going through how did we find out about the Imagine Cup, the solution that we made for it, and what really inspired us to build the solution, and talk a bit more about our experience in the Imagine Cup and the future for Hollo as a platform and service. And we'll be giving some advice as well for other tech students aspiring to do amazing things with technology and social impact. So a bit about ourselves. Piyush and I are here representing Hollo in Imagine Cup, but we also have a third co-founder, Ajit. He's joining us as well. And so how did we find out about Imagine Cup? It was more about on Piyush, really, because he unfortunately had failed 2 times to get to the global finals in Seattle in previous years. And so when he approached me after we met and talked about the idea behind Hollo, he really wanted us to go towards the Imagine Cup because he felt like it fit our the scope of Imagine Cup really well. So we decided, since we're socially impactful, that we are very technology based, that it would be really good for us to try and explore, meet a lot of industry professionals, and see how far we can get. And well, I guess we're now the global champions for Imagine Cup 2020. So I guess we got pretty far as just a local team from Hong Kong. And so I guess I'll hand over to Piyush for this section talking about our solution.
So hello everyone, and this is basically what Hollo looks like. Starting from the first point, it's a check-in. So the app encourages users to daily check-in. A check-in is nothing but basically, as you see what's going on the screen, you record your video, and at the same time, you answer some industry standard tests. And those tests, according to your recording, the recording is pretty unique because from the video recording itself, without the need of variables, we can get your vitals, like your heart rate, and we can also analyze how stressed you're feeling and what's your anxiety levels. At the same time, with the answers that you provide us on the industry standard tests, we are able to analyze on what degree or on what severity your symptoms of depression or anxiety might be. Moving on, we go to the reviewing stage where you can easily access all this data, how are you feeling, how are your emotions like, what's your sleep quality in a concise dashboard. And at the final end, based on all the metrics and all the data we collect, you can actually react by tailoring a therapy path based on our machine learning model and based on your severity of your symptoms identified. We provide you concise exercises and therapy paths that you can try online. And at the same time, we relay this data with the NGOs and therapists who are there to provide you professional help in case you need human touch at any point.
Yeah. So we're super excited about the quantitative aspect behind our app and how we can really use it to improve the services that exist already and sort of ad hoc to that in a way that can really resonate with a lot of Asian communities, especially because this topic is often seen as quite taboo and sometimes even unscientific. So we felt like the way that we utilize technology, the way that we utilize the numbers and a lot of medical and mental health research being done around the world is actually focused in this sort of behavioral data analytics. And so we really found a way to sort of encompass this in a more simplistic, more accessible way, and so that we can really provide a solution for communities around the world that may not have the appropriate resources in their mental health care systems or even their normal healthcare systems to support this sort of early detection and early intervention. And so if we really focus on this preventative measures in healthcare, this sort of resonates with this with our solution as well, is that if we can detect and analyze the risk factors of certain individuals and show them what sort of care passages or sort of like therapy paths or even professionals contact through our platform, it can really help reduce the costs and the time spent by a lot of individuals in this area. So we are super excited about this sort of solution, and we're really happy that a lot of the judges and the support through the industry and Microsoft and Imagine Cup really helped us build up the solution to what it is today. And so I'll talk a bit about why we sort of started this initiative. And so mental health, as many of you might be familiar with, is kind of not improving around the world, and especially since a lot of countries, even Hong Kong, has a lot of lacking resources in the mental health industry. And so, especially with not enough professionals, a lot of time is lost, and a lot of lives can potentially be lost. Like in the Imagine Cup presentation, I talked about losing one of my close friends to suicide in 2018. And so this sort of personal experience really resonated with our group and our a lot of our friends that really inspired us and drove us to sort of look at this industry and think, why is it like this, and how can we really improve the current technology in this area? And so we found that it's quite an applicable and wide range topic, especially because it doesn't really discriminate. Mental health doesn't discriminate against your race or your background or whatever. It really just affects everyone at their own levels, and everyone has their unique experience. And so, especially with AI and machine learning and big data, we can really emphasize this personalization of understanding each person's life and really be able to cater to their own needs with our platform and the machine learning that we incorporate into the solution. And so, uh, a little bit of an announcement, but we are partnering with some research centers for suicide prevention around Hong Kong, and hopefully in the future some of the universities around the world, and incorporating a lot of research into our project as well, as to be really credible and really useful for people. And so I guess I'll talk a bit about our Imagine Cup experience now. So as many of you know, the situation wasn't so great with current COVID, so we moved the entire session to be online in a virtual experience. And so this kind of helped us in a way, because for us, the traveling time would be reduced, and it gave us a lot more time to prep and be sort of like cave trolls, developing away our app and planning everything in our pitch. So it kind of helped us in that experience. So for us, it was a lot of sort of trouble coming to terms with not being able to travel to Seattle and meet everyone in person. But I think in the end, it was a good decision to move virtually, and now we can really connect with everyone online through the internet. And now Microsoft Build is free for this year, so we're really being able to connect with a lot more people than perhaps we would have used to be able to. And so I guess for us as a startup in Hong Kong, we're looking at continuing to test our product and collaborate with university research teams, like I mentioned before. And currently, we're working with a couple of NGOs in Hong Kong to do some on-the-ground product testing, user testing. And I think this is something that's in design thinking and even development, is getting that user feedback, which is super critical to any sort of solution. And just sort of follow this normal startup journey for us. And it's really been unpredictable the amount of support that we've gotten for just winning the Imagine Cup global final. So something that we really have to reconsider is how we're moving forward with all this global attention, and hopefully we'll be able to collaborate with more international resources and be able to really push our solution to the market even quicker. And so I guess now I'll move to some advice for other young technologists. So I guess I'll actually start with Ajit here. He's one of our co-founders and was critical to our winning in Imagine Cup, actually.
Hi, so thank you, Cameron. Let me start off with the mobile application, right? So you might have noticed that there's many technologies involved. It can get quite overwhelming to build something that seems useful to everyone. But for me, I think just start off with one technology and work with it, and then as you keep going, you'll be able to work with other people like my teammate Piyush, and you'll also be able to expand on your own horizons and understand what's available. And as you keep going, I think you'll be able to see that there's so much more in technology that you can do. And with all of this, you can work on anything that you want to do, and slowly but surely, you'll be able to do more than you ever thought you could do. So I recommend everyone here sign up for and try technology as a career path.
I'd like to add just one quick thing to the advice. I think this goes on for a lot of students, especially like me. Students tend to lose their just their whole heart and emotions when they're trying to do something new or do something innovative. But I think the key is, as Cameron probably mentioned with our team, I've tried Imagine Cup for 3 years consecutively and I've lost twice. But what kept me driving was this sort of innate passion to keep innovating and keep trying and not losing hope. And I never really expected and to be able to reach to this position of a world champion. It's really like a dream, and it has come true today. And I cannot be more proud about just keeping my patience and keeping myself through when there's tough times like right now, and just keep trying and do not lose hope.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Piyush. I think I want to close out with a small piece of advice for someone who's not technically a technologist in the normal sense. Like my two co-founders here, I have a background in molecular biology and biotechnology, so I have nothing to do with social work, nothing to do with computer science, but working on something I'm super passionate about is, I think, really the key to being able to create great solutions and not really feeling like any of it is work or taxing. And I feel like if students out there can really find their passion in life and find something they feel is meaningful, whether it's finance, whether it's social impact, whether it's even just business or computer development, it's really finding and connecting with other people that share these passions and really try to create and innovate in this sort of way, because we are students, we are the future of innovation. And I feel it's somewhat of a responsibility for a lot of us as young individuals who have this sort of privilege and position in society, so that we can actually use this and sort of create impact for the future and really change the world for the better. And yeah, so I think that's actually the end of my presentation, and I think we'll be taking questions now, actually.
Thank you so much, team. Oh my gosh, sorry. I thought I was on mute. Thank you so much, Team Hollo. That was a really inspiring sharing. I'm just like amazed by this whole journey that you guys went through. And especially, I was just amazed by Piyush's story. Like, he failed twice by joining Imagine Cup over the past few years, and finally, in his final year before he graduates, he got it. He became the world champion with you guys, and I think this is just a really great message for all the student developers out there, or just anyone in whichever role they are in. Never give up. I think that's a really good message from your presentation, and I love it. And it's just so relevant with the special time that we're in right now. And with mental health solution, especially, I think it's something that's not really well received yet from a broader community. If we talk about mental issues, I think it is received in a very negative way, or maybe it's not something that people would accept that they may have an issue to, or they may not be very easy to open about it, because I guess it's not really well open to the society at the moment, especially for Hong Kong. And I really appreciate that you guys as a team created the solution. And thank you again, really. And I think because of the time, I'll just take one question from the audience. And I think this is a question that I would really want to ask you guys as well, is what's next for your team? What's the plan? You know, you guys won the World Championship Awards, and I know that there's going to be another second chapter to your journey. What's next? Could you guys share with us?
Sure. I think I'll be able to take that one, and these guys can add on. So for us as a startup, we never really sort of imagined being able to win the Imagine Cup, let alone receiving all this like attention from the global sort of community. And so part of us was thinking, oh, we'll just keep focusing on this startup journey, get this sort of proof of concept, and then we make our way to market that way. And so part of us is thinking that we sort of continue on this path and sort of stay humble to the Hong Kong community first, to make sure that our solution really works, that it really impacts a lot of practitioners and a lot of people. So I think at the moment we're focusing on this and making sure that we're developing at an appropriate pace, but definitely winning Imagine Cup can help us accelerate this entire process and make sure that we can actually bring this sort of solution to countries around the world that really need it. And so I think using the attention and using the sort of resources that are sort of given to us through this experience, I think we can really accelerate and impact a lot more people. And I think Piyush wants to add to that, actually.
So I think on top of this, a major goal as a technologist for me is to really get along with beta testing. We are already doing some, and I really want to do more. I really want to help the Hong Kong community first. And I think this is what we were discussing after the results came out, that we probably would be launching very soon in Hong Kong. And we really want to help as many as possible, not just students, but old age people, anyone really from any background, just wanting to know more about themselves. Keep watch for our beta testing rolling out very soon, in coming 2 months.
And just want to add on from from a mental health perspective, I really want that Hong Kong and other communities all around the world can hopefully see past all the mental health stigma and start accepting that mental health is a part of our health, and hopefully our app, as we progress, can bring that change in people's minds.
Thank you so much. Piyush, Ajit, Cameron, you got our back. We fully support you with your ongoing journey, being the world champions, but despite the rewards, we just cheer you on continuously to further evolve your solutions and to bring impact to the healthcare industry and across the globe. I'm very excited what's going to be next for you guys. I'll be watching you guys grow and, you know, inspire more people around the world. So thank you so much for your sharing, guys.